Today we're going to go over something that I posted a while back. I posted a little insight or a heads up on Netflix. And what I like to do is just kind of review that to show you or give you some insight on what I was thinking, what I saw, and let's review the follow through. I gave you guys a heads up of a potentially strong pattern, and something that you have to realize is that even though patterns are high probability patterns, a lot of times they still don't pan out. So when you see a pattern that's very strong, that's when you need to put it on your radar, but you don't take action until it triggers. So let's review Netflix and let's take a look at the market today, see what it did, and if there were any winners that the stock scanner could have pointed out. Okay, so we're looking at Netflix, and we can see this area. We're looking at the daily chart. This is the area where I pointed. This is a very strong pattern. When you see a downtrend like this, it bottoms out, and then you start to see an uptrend, especially with the strong move here. This is a very powerful move, and lots of times what you're looking for is you could have made a lot of gains here, and we're going to deep dive into there to see how we could have got in. But this is a key level here. Notice that price traded around this area, tried to break out, tested this area again, and then traded below here. This whole area, it could not break past this $497 area, or call $498, until this day. This is the day that it finally broke out and it made a signal. You see the strong volume right here. It made a very powerful move, and it wanted to test this 532 area. It came very close, but could not break it. And you see these two areas are key areas because price tried to break. It closed above here. Next day it closed below. Tried to test it below, broke out again here, but could not stay above this key level. Paused at this level and then came back down. So these are pretty significant levels, and you can see it tried to test it here on 10/1, October 1st, but it didn't have any follow through. So that's what you're looking for. Is you're looking for follow through. You see what happened. Price ran up, pulled back. Then you had an inside day here, which means the price range, trading range, was inside the prior day. And then another inside day inside the previous day. So you see, could not break this area, but notice how price tried a few times to come up here and break through, and it didn't until this day. Finally, on 10/7, it broke through, closed above this area, and closed above this key level here, which is a very strong move, and also closed above this prior high, which was a former breakout area. Next day, you see there was it was a hammer, another inside day because it was inside this trading range, gapped up and traded at this key level, and then today it closed just under this key level. This key level is at 540, which is also a psychological level. So what we're going to be doing is looking for follow through to see, will it continue to chop around and establish a base here and then go higher? Will it chop around and then try and test some of these lower levels? We really don't know what it's going to do. And oftentimes traders get in trouble when they try and guess and anticipate or expect what's going to happen. You can anticipate certain moves are likely to occur or likely to happen, but if you don't see the follow through and you don't get triggered, then you don't get in. That you stay out of those trades. So let's take a look at this guy right here. Let's look at how we could have got in and then see if you could have got in here. So we're looking at 10/1 and then 10/7. So let's jump to the 5-minute chart. Oh, this is a nice move here. Wednesday bumped up to this resistance area of 521 on the first candle. You see it gapped up, a strong move. Look at the volume here. Volume is very strong. So you could have got in. here 522 and wrote it, 524, 525, nice $3 move. You could have stayed in, wrote it 527, or even tested 529. So anywhere around here, you would have got out. You still would have made profit. And if you had more than one contract, multiple contracts, you could have got in and sold one. And as long as it stayed above this 8 EMA, then you could have stayed in the trade, and then you could see later on it continued to go higher all the way up to 532 to test it here. So there were multiple opportunities to get in. Say you missed this first wave, you could have got in here. This was a bit choppy. I would have probably looked somewhere around here. Break this if it broke this area here, and you could have gotten in. And sure enough, it did. It broke. And look at the volume here. Confirmation. Volume is always a key indicator. That a move will continue higher. It's not always the case, but a lot of times it is. A lot of times it's very telling. What's going to happen next. Let's take a look at here you can see the stock scanner here, the Powerful Gains stock scanner. And there's look at this. Amazon was up $156. Google up $54. NVDA up $18. ISRG up 17. So, this scanner will show you strong movers, and the definitions of this scan make the stocks that show up on here extra high probability trades that you can potentially take. So we can see the futures here are down quite a bit, not a lot. They're down $11 on the ES, down $23 on the NQ, which is mainly the tech sector. But let's take a look at some of these guys that had powerful gains. So let's take a look at Amazon, see what it did. How could someone have played Amazon? Well, we see here gapped up significantly from yesterday's close, 32.89, gapped all the way up to 33.40. So that was most of the move here. It was pretty tough to get in. If you could have got in on this one candle here, but as you can see, it was pretty choppy. And it did stay above the 8 EMA, as you can see, and it rode 3 EMA all the way up. So that's Amazon. Let's look at Google, what Google did today. Looking at Google, same thing. The majority of the move was the gap up here. You could have gotten these moves in here, but I prefer continual moves up, multiple candles, instead of chopping around here. Since I trade stock options, the chop is not good for stock options. Take a look in the video real quick. And the video had a nice move. So you see there was a good move here. It gapped up significantly, strong volume. So here you go. Here could have been your entry right here. Next candle that breaks above with volume, you are in. And sure enough, next candle broke above with volume here. So we're looking at 561, 564. You could have got 566. So $5 move. And if you rode it all the way up, 567. So, depending on where you got in or out, could have been a couple of bucks, $5-6 move, which is not bad. Yeah, if you got options at 562, 564, the closer price gets to those options, the more premium is applied to those options, and that's how you make quick money in options. Last one is IRSG, and that's pretty much it. So we'll be back on Tuesday to go over how the S&P and the Dow did as well.